Hi Samantha. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks. And you?
Have been better, to be honest.
Bad day at the office then?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Has calculating all those probabilities not started to fry your brain yet?
Not quite, but close to. You wouldn't think finding the complete life expectation of people would be that difficult.
Is that just a fancy term meaning the number of years we are expected to live?
Thoughts correct, but we, as actuaries, have to know the definition in a little more detail.
Go on then.
We say that the random variable, Tx, represents the complete future lifetime for a life exactly aged x. From that, the expected value of the random variable Tx is the complete expectation of life.
What is a random variable?
It is simply a variable of a random phenomenon whose possible values are numeric. In this case, the complete future lifetime.
You seem to use a lot of notation to represent different concepts. Is that the case here?
Indeed it is. We use an e with a 0 on top and a small x to the right to convey complete life expectation.
Dare I ask how you calculate it?
We find the complete life expectation through the monotonous process of rearranging equations, which gives us a neat formula. That is the integration of Tpx from 0 to infinity, with respect to t. Tpx is the probability of a life surviving from age x for the next t years.
I'll take your word for it. But doesn't this mean the x can be used to determine the age we are expected to die at?
Certainly. Ex is the expected future lifetime after age x. That means for a life aged exactly x, the expected age at death is x plus ex.
How would you find my complete life expectation?
Firstly, I would need to know your age.
You won't believe it, but I'm 64.
64. I didn't think you were a day over 50. We start by finding TP64, the survival function for a life aged exactly 64.
How do you do that?
It is calculated from the force of mortality for the particular survival model. If the limiting age in the survival model is 110, the complete future lifetime for your life age 64 exactly must be less than 36 years. Then, E64 is the integration of TP64 from 0 to 36, with respect to t.
I take it you are unable to do that in your head?
What do you think I am? A robot? They are difficult sums.
You said before that the orange book you carry around gives a lot of the notation required without having to carry out many calculations. Does it provide values for the complete life expectation?
The life tables can be used as an alternative, but I got fed up looking at it, so I gave it to a homeless man.
Fair enough. But it all appears rather interesting to me, as these values can be applied to many other areas.
Very true, because the complete expectation of life, typically for a newborn, is often used to compare the general level of health in different populations. From memory, the life expectancy for a newborn male life in the UK is 75, whereas in Zimbabwe it is just 39.
I seriously think we should swap jobs.
You have never told me what you do.
It's a lot simpler than yours anyway. I clean sumo wrestlers' butts.
You what? I think I better find that man.
Well, make sure you calculate the value for me before the next time we meet.
Consider it done. Don't worry though, as there is life in the old dog yet.
Cheeky bugger.